Dear friends, we welcome you to the English online program conceived, nurtured and delivered by LINGUANET Private Limited after years of experimentation and intense linguistic and pedagogical research. This is not one of the commercial programs uploaded on the YouTube for likes. We are launching this program as an innovative method of language teaching, an effective method of language teaching. Current methodologists like natural language acquisition theory, immersion theory, suggestopedia and similar theories, they maintain that language should not be consciously taught to students because they try to remember the rules and then their attainment is skewed. It seems to be a natural thing because that is the way children learn the language. They are not given rules, they learn the language from the society. So, current methodology advocates that the learner should be exposed to the language in the natural setting. They should get input from the society. They should process it mentally and form the rules in the brain and internalize the rules as a linguistic behavior and then produce language, generate language on the basis of what they have learned. This seems to be appealing, but the problem is it's impractical. In a huge country like India, we can't think of sending people to a foreign country for learning the language in the natural setting, nor we can create one in India for millions of learners, or at least say 100,000 learners. But the more significant and important problem is that of the kind of exposure one gets and the kind of input one grasps. I would like to maintain that in spite of, say, years of exposure to the English language, there are quite a few nuances of English of which many students and even some teachers of English are not aware of. The problem is not with the method. It's the improper way of teaching that causes the problem of skewed learning. I would say that insufficient exposure to the language leads to improper learning. And a systematic program like that of ours would enable the learner to have sufficient data and sufficient practice for them to get proficiency in the language. I would like to make a comparison. I am fond of metaphors. Let's take the metaphor of a plane taking off. If you run the plane at a very fast speed, you have to accelerate. It takes off. But if you run it at a normal speed, you can run it for hours together and it will never take off. Similarly, intensive practice within a very systematic program would make the learner learn the language and retain it. Let me give you some examples. Let's take the first example. The sound th as in think, the as in them are not known to many English speakers in India. They take it as consonant sounds, whereas these are sibilant. Why is it that they have not learned this sound in spite of their contact with English for decades? There is a psychological and a pedagogical principle. You cannot produce which you have not perceived. The problem is the learners, they don't perceive it because it's not there in their linguistic habit. They have to be made aware of this problem, of this pattern, and that's possible only in a well-organized, well-orchestrated course like the English Online conducted by us. The second example is similar. The initial sound, k, as in I can, pin, take, these have an aspiration. Though Indian languages have aspirate sounds like kana, pal, tana, we don't pronounce them in English words. The reason is the same. We have not pursued them. The third example, he has been ill. What's the function of being in this sentence? Is it a passive? No. It has to be explained. And I would perhaps like to say that most Indian teachers, most teachers of English in India, they are not aware of the basic function of this particular sentence practice. A similar construction is, there is a book on the table. What's the function of there is? That has to be explained. And lastly, it's a very interesting phenomenon. That is contracted to that's. Is there a contracted form of this is? It's not there by spelling, but there is a word which is contracted like this. It's not this is, but this. This is something I want to tell you. And you would be surprised to know that the last point has been discussed in the very first unit, which you can see in our demo. Dear friends, I would like to state that we have developed the program with the idea that intensive practice and conscious effort at learning such nuances is essential, and this is what we have incorporated in our program. Our program is modular. It caters to level 1, level 2 and level 3. This program is for multi-audience. Even a beginner can learn this program using their mother tongue as the medium. Though we have not provided for many medium at this stage, we may keep adding more medium languages. This program is a serious attempt, as I told you, and it will perhaps lead to a proper, globally accepted certification. We are striving towards that. And we are very sure of getting that kind of a certification because our program does not allow anybody to go beyond a certain level without proper learning. They have to complete the exercises to go further. The program is online, but still we have followed the principle, pedagogical principle, as well as a linguistic principle of allowing scope for communication in real life situations and also for peer group interaction. We have all of them built into this program. Friends, finally, we would like to say that we are very hopeful that this program will be very useful for most of English learners in India, and we are also working on similar programs for other Indian as well as foreign languages. If you can see the demo for the kind of presentation, you can see our blogs to see how we have been motivated by modern linguistic principles. And if you like the program, please refer it to your friends, share it with them, leave a comment and give your suggestions for us to improve the program. We thank you very much for your time, and we hope that you will find the program interesting and useful. Thank you.